You know you love that song now. It is the Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson. Dan Soder is off gallivanting on the best coast, some would say. Out with his nana. He's out with his nana. So we have filling in for him such an awesome one. One of my favorite people in the world, hands down. The hilarious Bonnie McFarlane is here, everybody.
Yay, thank you. I'm being Dan Soder today.
You're being Dan Soder.
Or are you going to be Dan Soder and then I'm Jay?
You want me to do wacky noises and voices?
I don't know how complicated it gets for you.
I can do wacky noises and voices. I don't know what's wrong with the studio, but it literally sounds like I'm talking into a CB to me. It always sounds so bad. I have nothing or I sound horrific. I hate to get all Howard Stern, but we have to kick some asses in here. This is our wing.
I would love to see you get angry at someone.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you ever
funny?
had a meltdown or anything?
Yeah,
no.
Absolutely. But I've also heard it's very scary.
I've seen you cry, but that's as far as the emotions go.
I heard it's very scary when I get angry, only because I don't get angry very much. Although Christine would probably argue I get angry a lot.
Yeah.
Like what? Like yelling?
Yes. One time, he punched a hole in the door.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I punched you.
No, never that. But
Christine,
one time he did punch a hole in the door, but I don't know if he meant to punch a hole.
You want to guys
no
round
one
two?
will ever love you like I do.
You ready for piece number 2? Yeah, I punched the door. I've punched plenty of doors in my life.
Yeah.
But that's, Louis J. Gomez has a great joke about that, actually.
He
about
does.
Like, cause
is it Louis J. Gomez has a great joke?
Hard to believe, I know. It's a stretch. But no, it's about how we kind of pick, like, guys very obviously pick the thing, though they can put a hole in. Like, you're going to put a hole through it.
Yes.
Like a plywood or whatever, that shitty, just, those hollow doors that are in the middle of your house.
Right.
No one outside like really hauls off on a brick wall.
Right. But also, I love the idea that you would check for the, what do you call those middle parts, the braces or... What are they called?
The studs, yeah.
Yeah, like you check for it, like earlier in the night. I might get mad later. I'm going to figure out where...
Get the machine out that beeps when you're there. Boop, 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 boop.
And then,
Is Rich a Walt Bunang, like a flare-up guy?
He's got a loud bark, but...
no bite.
Well, he's never... one time I took food out of my mouth and threw it at him. That's how violent we got.
It's grotesque.
I know. It was really all emotion, no thought.
What was the food?
I don't remember. Whatever I was eating, it was making me so... That
really is a wide, like a long rainbow of like how gross to not gross that can be. If it was like a gobstopper, big deal. If it was like creamed corn...
I think it was
horrific.
Like toast or something. It was early in the day.
Wet bread.
Yeah.
Early in the day.
Like it could hurt though. Like a wadded up wet toast can really hurt you.
Oh yeah, that had to be, by the way, residual from the night before. You can't get that angry in the morning.
We can.
In the morning.
Oh, we could be loving, blow up, and then be loving. Well, I don't know how loving that really is, but. You know what I mean? We do, we run the gamut of emotions.
Yeah.
All day long. It's like an EKG.
Me and Christina, I'll let it hang for a couple days.
Oh, see, no, there's no way either one of us could be mad at the other without, if he was mad right now in here, we'd have to have it out right here.
There's no having it out with Christine. It takes her 3 days to see reason on anything.
What do you just talk to her until she gets it? I mean...
and then I leave it alone for a while, and then approach it one more time, and then she lies and says she gets it. Merkface is back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Merkface was down there taking care of Bonzi's car.
Because I couldn't park it till 6, but I had to be here at 6.
Merkface, did you have to return all your credit cards?
Well, because sometimes those things don't work, so I had to give them
those machines?
Yes, I didn't want them to be...
Merkface, that wasn't your radio dream.
I'm sorry.
Did you get to jerk off in Bonnie's car at least?
I didn't have enough time.
What do you mean?
And there was not even a lot of good material in there for me.
Nothing?
There's like a couple water bottles.
You should have sat in the passenger seat and smelled the driver's seat.
I had to keep my eyes open for the cops.
If I'm thinking outside the box, is all I'm saying.
It's just so awful.
That's so awful. I don't understand.
Because the thing of like smelling it doesn't seem. I mean, that's a sexual thing to you. But to me, it just seems... It's
not, though. No, it's not a sexual thing to me.
Oh.
No, I don't understand a lot of the fetishy stuff. I've never understood, like, smelling a woman's panties or, like, the guys that like feet.
I will say this. I think it's important to figure out your fetish, be honest about it, so that the person that you're going to marry, you can have a nice, you can cash in on that fetish later. Like I would next time I marry. Hopefully, I think Rich is on his last legs now, fingers crossed. But, I'm going to marry someone who has a foot fetish. Cause I feel like my whole thing with Rich is begging him to massage my feet.
Massage feet. Oh, but you're not looking for like sucking toes and shit.
No, but I just feel like if they like feet, it would be an easier.
But then you have to wrap your head around having your toes licked a lot.
Like I'd have to stick my toe in his ass once in a while.
Yeah, every now and again you got to toe fuck a guy. I think it's worth
it. I think it'd be worth it.
Is this guy financially stable? You start asking other questions then? Well, let's see. Is this guy stable on that? What's the weirdest thing a man's ever asked you to do?
I really haven't been asked to do too many weird things.
Really?
Just, the regular, like, let me lick your asshole.
Well, you were talking, let him lick your asshole.
Yes.
Is that a weird thing?
I mean, it's a weirdest. I don't know if it's weird. I don't know if it goes up.
Depends how early in the game that is.
I'm not into it, really.
Having your butthole licked?
No.
That's got to be person to person.
You know why? Because it's too much to think about in terms of, like, I didn't know this was going to happen, and how clean is it, and,
See, that's where me and you differ. My asshole's always ready to be licked.
That's Rich too.
Actually, but not in the morning. I wouldn't. And but like after shower.
So if you're having morning sex and then they're like, "Hey, I want to lick your asshole."
No, wouldn't
do it.
Not in the morning. I would do that to a girl, but I wouldn't have it done to me.
Oh,
yeah, I would do to and a new girl. Now you're making a face, Christine.
I mean, like yesterday morning.
What?
We did stuff in the morning.
Right. That's my butthole.
100%.
Oh, was that in the morning?
Yeah.
I thought that was the night before. Was that after a shower?
No.
Pre-shower?
Oh my God!
You were kind of mad at me though, so maybe.
You know what?
What a great girl!
I was kind of mad at you. I was kind of mad at you, and I felt that was dangerous ground.
Yes, I would think it would be.
But I was kind of mad at her, so I was like, whatever. She pulls out a plum. She pulls out a plum. It's her problem. But generally speaking,
the whole thing with ass play is that I don't.
It can go haywire.
I don't want to deal with all the things that could go wrong.
Yes, so much can go wrong. Mm-hmm. My first time ever trying it with my ex-girlfriend several ago was she shit right on my sheets.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, and she freaked out. I was like, fine. My mom was upset as the person in the house who did laundry.
God, can you imagine?
She popped out of her door and she goes, "You're doing the fucking laundry," and she cursed at me.
Oh.
She went in my room because she heard like the chaos of the girl running out, and then me running out. Went in my room and just saw like a little like.
Like what? Like how much was it?
Just a pebble.
Okay.
But it was like highlighted. It was in a pool of, my manhood.
Oh God. What a beautiful picture though.
Yeah.
What a wonderful image.
It looked like a negative of an areola nipple.
Yes.
Just a white puddle with a black dot in the middle.
I feel like you could do a whole picture series of poop and cum.
Someone should. I'm like, is it quail egg or shit and jizz?
Oh my God. The things though that we're willing to put up with for sex is crazy. That you wouldn't like. There's
normally,
no way
that you wouldn't normally jump into.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I've been farted on by several women in my life. It's.
Oh, I was thinking that's the kind of thing you do not sexually.
It's also not sexually, but that's happened several times. So I play through. I don't love it. It's upsetting when it happens.
Right.
It happened to Christine, which was the best thing ever. Like a girl farted on Christine.
But purposefully?
No, it was an accident.
Oh, okay.
But it really upset her.
What?
Like it really
You felt
upset
the air of it?
I smelled it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just kind of, he kind of was shielded from it, and it just happened right on me, and it was kind of like, took me out of it a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah.
I sounded so Canadian right there. Of course it does, eh? Oh, God, somebody poops on.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
It is, my friend and we took our kids to the mermaid exhibit at some aquarium in some bad Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
You went all the way down there?
Yes. And, but anyway, the whole time I was like, boy, you know, I kept smelling like people their kids have dirty diapers and stuff. And then it's on the way home, I realized it was my friend. Like, she just kept farting, and all day I just kept being like, wow.
Really?
Like,
She was just ripping farts throughout the entire aquarium?
ripping horrible farts. She was hungover.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But in the car on the way home, there's no getting. It's like,
I'm intrigued. I said we've watched on this show before, even like I'm so intrigued by like the pretty girl farting videos and stuff. I find them so hilarious. Not
because
really
they make them real people. They're just real people.
It is. Maybe that's what it is. It's some sort of like an evening thing.
Pretty girls are just like you and I.
The equilibrium, yeah, just like taking a dump or farting. It's just hilarious. I find that so.
But like, it's weird. Why would an ugly girl? Why would that be so much more normal for her to fart than a pretty girl? I mean,
not normal. It's just that's the exact gross you expect it to be.
right.
But you're really flowering up like a gross thing with like a hot chick.
But some hot chicks are the grossest people in the world.
Absolutely true. I've never been to any girl's place like, and sometimes the hotter, like the more of a disaster their life is always in. Just like. Food plates in their rooms and
yes.
like
well, they can get away with a lot.
Christine's room was not like food stuff. She always says not food stuff, which maybe she's right, but like her room when I met her was like horrible. I couldn't understand why she wasn't embarrassed to let me come in.
Right? Why weren't you?
I don't know. My bed was made. I just threw my clothes everywhere.
My bed.
Carla, when I met Carla,
there was no poop on the bed.
There
was no poop and jizz in the bed. That's for sure. When I first started dating Carla, she lived with her mom, and she actually wouldn't let me in her room, but it's because it was like ridiculous. I don't know how someone could live like that.
What, like, a cluttered house is a cluttered mind.
Cluttered was the wrong word. It was just don't give a shit. It was
disgusting.
like very just like
well,
like dirty
when you live by
clothes and
yourself,
clean
though,
clothes on the floor. Like
you get into this world of nobody sees it. If nobody sees it,
no hamper. It was insane.
No hamper. Well, that's where I draw the line, Christine. How dare you?
No hamper.
No hamper.
I think I've been to some men's house that are pretty disgusting, though. I think there's something about either living alone or living with the same sex. Because when you get all females living together, like I feel like just a grossness comes out. Where if you have somebody of the opposite sex around, it can almost like... I would whip you into shape a little bit. I feel like I lived cleaner living with a straight guy than I did when it was all girls in the house.
I felt he needed someone to take care of him.
I hung out with a girl, and I never ended up doing anything with her because I was so, like, almost creeped out. I went to her place. I don't even know what she did. She just had, like, this, like, amazing apartment in the city in a building. It was, like, a door. She was a young girl, but, like, her house was, like, just so... It was, like, doctor's office, almost like sterile.
Oh, that's creepy.
And it was a studio, I think, but it was just like the way she had it. Like every picture was like almost like nondescript, like a hotel, like hallway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like a blue line through a white background kind of thing. And just, she kept onions out because it like does something to it purifies air. It was like, you know what I mean? Like everything was thought out like that.
Right.
She had a record player. I really didn't like her. I think I hung out with her like once or twice over like years and years ago. But like it was, her place just made me so wigged out, like just that kind. But I mean, I've always been, like I haven't. When I was a teenager, I was pretty sloppy.
But now you're not?
No, not at all.
It would be an interesting sort of game show to figure out, like just, you got to just try to tell from someone's appearance.
Probably most people would think I don't give a shit. I'm big, like, this is the big debate I have with a lot of comics about the do not disturb on your hotel room door as soon as you get to the hotel and walking away on that for the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no way. Like,
I get the room cleaned every day.
Every day.
Because I feel
every
like...
day I want it done. Even if I've done things there I shouldn't do, I'll just try to hide it and...
Right.
You know, if I like, God forbid, like, you know, had to smoke a cigarette that bad and I went in the bathroom or something, I'll just spray sprays and hope they don't tell on me because I need... The bed made
I like it
in
to
their
look a little
tucked-in
nice.
way.
I always ask for a vacuum.
I want my towel. Yeah, I want my towels taken away. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit about the earth.
No, who does?
Yeah, I want new towels, new shampoo, the whole thing. I don't like the room being just like
You're paying an awful lot of money every day.
We visited.
You should get that. I'm sounding more and more like a grandmother.
We went to Louis J. Gomez's room one time when we were all in was that Foxwoods, I think, and his room like. He's just so comfortable. There was still like lotion next to the bed. His underwear was on the lampshade.
But he hasn't. He's lacked a good upbringing. You know?
Yeah, but I still think it's like just it's
Nobody's
the kind
ever
of it's the
told
kind
him.
of person you are.
I sometimes have my hotel room where, like, when I leave, I look back and it's just that one corner of the bed has been turned over. Like, you can't tell that anyone's been there.
Oh, and if God forbid I said I've shared a room with Lewis before, and like if I was sharing a hotel room with people and I'd get the room serviced, when they get back, I always keep the room very cold and they get in the room.
Yeah, I like it cold too. We'd travel partners.
They'd come in the room and Lewis would be like, "Oh, it's freezing in here," and just like get like under the covers of the bed, and, like undo the bed, and it would literally. I'd get so frazzled by that. Is your daughter like is she like a messy kid?
She's disgusting.
Is she really?
I was thinking about it the other day, like I've had this sort of fantasy of like how long could she survive? You know, just if one day she woke up and the doors were locked and she couldn't get out, and you
How
know,
long could she survive with?
like how long could she survive? You know, she can't even make a sandwich.
See, that's what I was going to say. Would she survive as long as the food would last? Or you're saying she couldn't prepare the food?
No, I'm sure she would just go to like tutorials, like how to use a toaster on just completely.
So she would know how to do that? That's pretty industrious.
Yeah, she would. She does everything that way. Her whole life is just about doing a tutorial. She does tutorials and stuff she'll never do.
What?
I don't know. It's just she
Hot
watches
wiring a car?
Yes, just watches them endlessly.
Hey, Mom, I just learned how to change spark plugs on a '65 Chevy.
But realistically, she can't do anything. Like she knows.
I'm blown away at the stuff my daughter can do now. She can like I talk to her on the phone while she gets on the train from school, the Long Island Railroad, and goes to.
How old is
Carla's
she?
job, 14.
Yeah.
And she just takes 2 stops to get to Carla's job, and she gets all above ground and all.
Right. No, that seems about right.
But it's just like, well, look, when I was 9, I was coming home alone.
Well, this is the thing: is that I worry that the kids they're constantly. Parents are someone's always watching out for them, so they never learn a skill of like assessing people or situations for themselves because they know, oh, my parents are going to be like, even walking across the street, sometimes I worry that she's so used to somebody being, hey, watch it.
Oh yeah.
You know, that she'll never learn. So I let her go to Paris by herself. No, I let her go a couple places by herself, but the other people in the neighborhood, they're, you know, it's like you don't know how long, like what's appropriate anymore.
Sure.
Like I Google, you know, like how many days can you leave a 9-year-old alone? You know,
which would probably look at you for that. Do you all the kids, like people in the neighborhood, like know you guys and like her? Do you feel comfortable with her?
Yes.
Like,
I mean, they're all. Yeah.
Did you ever do the app that tells you where the pedophiles
yes,
are?
Yeah. There's no pedophiles in our neighborhood that we know of.
None that registered, I guess.
Right.
Can we see on the registry how many are just in distance from here, from this building right here? There's got to be a whole. When I lived in Freeport with Carla and Isabella, like disturbing. I had to bring. It actually freaked me out. It was disturbing because Isabella, sometime back, got in trouble. Like she was on some app, like talking to like strangers, like 17-year-old or something in Texas and that kind of shit. And I was saying to her, like, people can pretend to be that, and you're like a dummy who doesn't know, and you're trusting, and all it takes is one person to be like, hey, where's your bus stop? I'll drive you to school instead of, and you're gone. And I showed her that app. I opened that app, and it showed all the things right around us. I go, all these people are waiting for you to fuck up completely. Like, they're waiting for you, which is dramatic, of course.
No, but I think but the thing is I tell my daughter that stuff all the time. I do a joke about it, but it's, if a guy approaches her with a dog, there's no stopping her. Her brain won't.
She's 9?
She's 9. So, because I let her and her friend go to the park by themselves, and then I went, snuck and like was watching them. And a guy came by with a dog, and they both were like, oh my God. And I was just like, oh my God. But,
hey girls, you can pet my dog if you give me your underwear. Sweet.
Yes. Well, I told her this story about they did a 2020 once on, checking to see, parents would tell their kids all about pedophiles and safety and stranger danger. And then they would have this, hidden camera thing where, an ice cream truck pulled up where a guy would say, hey kids, you ever see inside an ice cream truck before? And he let them go inside the ice cream truck and gave them free ice cream. And I told my daughter this. I go, every single one of them got on the ice cream truck. And she was like, wait, was it real ice cream? I was like, yes. She goes, how do I get on that show? I was like, you're missing the point.
She's focused on the. Goes. So wait a second. You actually got ice cream though.
Yeah, no. She's like, I'm gonna get on the show. When if somebody tries to get me in their car, I'll be like, I know what show this is. I was like, no, you're completely off.
If anyone goes, hey, little girl, hop in my van. He goes, is there ice cream?
Is
in
there
there
gonna be free ice cream?
Is it real? What do I got to do for this ice cream? She starts like poker negotiating.
Yes.
Well, what do I have to do exactly for that? It's just like pictures thing or some light petting. What are we getting into?
I know. She's like. It's worth it.
No. Well, yeah, it was kind of worth it at the end of the day. Isabella's 5'11", so I said if you want to kidnap her, you got a battle ahead of you.
Well, then...
You got to scrap.
Does she ever use it as an excuse? I said to my daughter one day, I go, like, put this in the garbage over there. She goes, what if I get kidnapped?
That's hilarious.
I was like, girl, you better get over there and put that in the garbage.
Yeah.
You better hope you get kidnapped, okay?
You're like, make an ugly face.
Yes.
Look ugly.
Yeah, so she is. So then I yell at her for that.
You tell her to do it and then yell at her for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing. So she's on. Do you monitor like very closely all of her computer stuff? I think by 9 or 10, Isabel had already looked up the word sex, which was like horrible.
We watched fucking Sausage Party the other night.
And she gets it.
Oh, yes. She's like...
It's weird how they get it.
She knows exactly what's going on.
Oh, 14.
Like, she might be like, what's sodomy or something? You know, she's...
How do you explain that?
This one goes up your butt. No, I don't... Let's
just say it ends in a quail egg.
Sometimes I just tell her, you'll learn it soon enough. You don't have to know everything right now.
What's sodomy? Well, eventually you're going to want to keep a guy.
I told your father our 20th wedding anniversary. No, it's, I mean, what are you going to do? I don't censor anything really. My friends.
I don't either. My daughter definitely cursed, Carla, I said this on the live show, but Carla caught her curse. Not caught her. Mm-hmm. She cursed in front of Carla, not like unwittingly. Like, I wasn't even thinking, she just did it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh yeah, she's probably constant. Plus she grew up with me, who's like, I never watched my mouth. Oh,
Rich is constantly swearing to her face. He's like, get the fuck over here. Like, he doesn't realize he's doing it.
I don't either. It's the same thing, like, my daughter says something, I will say, it's like, she's like ball busting, I'm like, shut the fuck up, put your mom, and I'm like, oh Jesus,
I know.
I probably shouldn't talk, because she probably does that exact thing.
Well, but the thing is that if you ever listen to your daughter on FaceTime, all her friends are swearing like maniacs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think that the kids are worse than my daughter even.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there are some in schools. Well, I don't know. I bet my daughter's pretty bad with it. But I just told her, like I said, look, if it ever comes back to me from an adult that you're cursing, like, you'll be in trouble. But
that's what I say.
I'm like, around your friends, like, I don't whatever. Because that's what one of her friends, they got into like a telling on each other thing once. And that was what the kids said. They go, well, Isabel curses at school all the time. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't. I mean, I said to her, I'm like, Isabel, I'm like,
Well, I think that there's a time and a place for it. That's what you're supposed to, when is it appropriate? Yeah. It's not appropriate to swear in your class. She's never gotten in trouble, so she knows... she knows it's not appropriate to swear around other parents or... Yeah,
that's what, she's never done that. So, she's never gotten in trouble for it, ever.
Right.
Other than another kid saying, you're almost with that kid, like, all right, queef.
Right.
Fucking man up.
But the thing I worry about is that she'll tell the other kids, like, about how, about sex or how babies are born, or there's lots of kids that have no understanding of that stuff yet at 9.
Sure, my daughter knows. I made a joke about her aunt is a lesbian.
Yeah.
And, I asked something about her diet or something she said she was on, and she goes, oh, well, she's a pescatarian now. And I was like, oh, when you're a little older, I got a good joke for you about that. Yeah. And she goes, I get it. And I was like, what do you mean you get it? I kept counting her until she finally goes, she goes, lesbian, she eats fish, I get it. And I'm like, oh shit, she does get it.
Yes.
I said something, I mean, I think I've made even like I may have made a joke with something with anal related or something like that, and double entendre type thing, and she was like, I know, I get the joke. I'm like, I'm always like, what do you get? She's like, I can't say what you mean, but like, I know what you mean.
Well, my daughter watched Family Guy. She's watched
If I were her, I'd play dumb more.
Who? Your daughter?
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't play dumb more. She really lets me know. I'm like, okay, so I should keep my eye open for you then.
Yes. Well, because they'd rather you, they don't want to, they'd rather they were as cool as you.
Yeah. She doesn't want me spelling the word cock in front of her anymore.
Yes. But everything, like, my daughter will be like, oh, I learned that on Family Guy. Oh, like, even just, like, political figures and stuff. You'll be talking about, like,
sure.
There'll be something about, Kennedy's assassination. She'll be like, oh, right, I remember that from Family Guy. Like, you're like, what horrible thing did they depict?
Does she also watch, though, like, what's interesting about my daughter, 14, she still has some very kiddish tastes.
Yes.
She's still 14 years old. She still puts on, like, Disney Channel for, like, the sitcom, like the live action stuff she watches, or like.
Well, those are actually pretty. Those are as good or better than the adult sitcoms of on ABC or CBS or whatever.
Is that a shot to the ABC, CBS sitcoms,
you, man.
or is it the Wizards of Waverly Place? Is a strong storyline?
Well, that's an old one.
I haven't watched these in a while now. No, she's not watching that anymore. I mean, I don't know the names of the shows now she watches, but they're always. Christine, you know any of them when she puts them on?
Mm-mm.
But I've danced around with Zac Efron to High School Musical several times in my life.
Okay, so we're post.
Yeah, now it's the new shows. I remember the two twins that I hated. Like
Miley Cyrus? No.
Miley Cyrus, I always say, is the saddest one of my daughter's childhood because she was a big Hannah Montana fan. And, like, it's just like, it was just 2 years earlier than it would have made sense for her to, like, switch, like, for my daughter's age. Like, her, like, maturation during the,
nice word.
Thank you. During her going from, like, Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus to, like, I was, like, punch fucking herself at the MTV Awards with, like, a finger. I'm like, that was overnight to my daughter. And my daughter went from, like, 5 to 10. So 10 was still too young when she's, like,
Oh, yes.
She's, like, letting her fans finger her on stage and stuff. And my daughter's kind of like, what's Hannah Montana do?
Right.
Why is she smoking weed constantly when she kept saying she would never do drugs? Like.
Well, my daughter they hate, like, Miley Cyrus. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where, like, how they all know to like or not like certain people.
Because there's somebody behind her probably that they do like. But the stuff my daughter likes is like Nicki Minaj, and like these songs they're not even thinly veiled anymore.
Oh, I know. They're so dirty.
They're just like, they're complete. And there's no, like, MTV or anything showing you the videos anymore where they're kind of censored and cleaned up. Like, they just go to YouTube, and it's all uncensored. So It's like, these girls are like...
Oh, my daughter was singing lyrics the other day that I was like, do I say something or not? I can't remember now what it was, but it's so dirty.
When I was like 16 or 17, there was some magazine or some movie that Alyssa Milano made where you saw her tits, and there was some paparazzi shot that showed her pussy. And that was such a big deal. Like, Nicki Minaj, just from, like, I've seen her pussy. I've seen her nipples. I've seen Miley Cyrus take professional pictures with her pussy out. Like, it's crazy. And it was like, Madonna was like the closest thing that I guess when I was a kid.
Yeah, so she was like but that's what's happening.
But when she showed her tits in Truth or Dare, when she showed her tits in Truth or Dare was the first time she really showed anything.
Right.
And everyone was like, and that was such a big deal, but it's like, I've seen Rihanna's pussy lips. It's crazy.
Well, it's all wrapped up in feminism, which I don't even understand. It's like I don't even get it at all. Like, I guess because I'm watching things through the eyes of a young girl.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? So to me, I don't get how that translates into, like, I get, like, yes, you should be sexually, like, able to do whatever you want, or if you want to, like, wear panties around, and that's fine. I
argued with the guys we fuck girls, the podcast. About that, I was like, I think there's got to be a line drawn between anti-slut shaming, which I'm all for. People do whatever they do. Who cares? Versus what I think is happening. That's not even what's being argued. They're almost just going like, girls, suck all the dicks.
Yes.
Go out there and blow everyone. I'm so good at it. I love swallowing loads. You're like, all right. Like,
yes.
Why are you yelling that from the rooftops? That's
there's still such a message that you have to use your sexuality in order to be on top. Like, there aren't very many female pop stars that are not walking around in the tightest, littlest show. Like, some of them are just they're just shaking their ass into the camera. It's like,
Attell, I guess, is an example, and you get those ones.
Right.
But besides her, like, the other ones kind of come and go, and it's like, it's almost. They're celebrated for their unattractive bravery.
Yes.
And then they kind of send them away. So you have, like, Tracy Chapman had a 500-year career. Do you know what I mean? But, like, went away after that, those two singles, maybe.
Right.
Macy Gray. It's, you know what I mean? Like, she gets like those things, and it's build up where it's like, oh, it's this raspy, like old school kind of woman. I worry about, do you know who the Alabama Shakes are?
No.
Can you bring up a picture of them? Or even like a video if you can bring up their music. This woman is insanely talented. You know the Alabama Shakes? Anybody else here? This woman's insanely talented. She is downright unfortunate looking. She looks like a black female John Goodman.
Oh, okay.
She's odd looking, but she is crazy talented.
Right.
And they're very successful, but like it's and they you know, they're making money, tons of money, but like she'll never be you know, they can't do that to her, but she's never going to be like the level of wealth of like a Miley Cyrus because she will go out there and like show up. You know what I mean? Like these girls.
Oh, okay. I know who she is now.
Yeah, you've seen her before? Mm-hmm. And like she's...
But I turned away right away.
Yuck! There's no sound on this. But she's, she's something else.
Yeah, and then you're right. It's like a little pocket of like, hey, we're celebrating, but then it's like, okay,
it's like, yeah,
you're done now. Thank you.
We're done with that. Yeah, you know, it's like across the board though. It's always
right.
Like,
well, because I feel like, you know, sort of fat women got like a little bit of a thing where it's like now they're celebrated, but you know, but I don't want to say who might be the face of that. But now, but still, ugly girls are still being completely like. There's nobody that's like, "Hey, this is for all the ugly girls."
No, but there is there's like, there's that girl we went over that on the show before. Ashley Graham? Mm-hmm. Is that her name? Mm-hmm. The Sports Illustrated swimsuit, which is a plus size girl. But like. There's women out there that are kind of like, that's not what we mean.
Yes, it's like 100. It's like, I remember when people were like, J-Lo, like finally some real bodies are getting into the top. You're like, oh, are you kidding me?
Have you seen what's happened to Drew Barrymore?
No.
Oof, that's gone haywire.
Why?
She was so hot, and she's not that old. She's not that old.
She's got to be like 42,
maybe
41?
Right around there. Yeah, she's like not much older than me, if older at all. But like. She has these new pictures that, you know, they're candid on the beach, so I feel terrible for her. But it is funny, I try to not be too shitty about it over, I guess, coming on a radio show and saying she looks terrible. No, you know what? Because, like, you never think about it until it hits any kind of home. And with me, it was like, you know, they've had a couple things with Schumer now. And I just know, you know, I know Schumer. Mm-hmm. And there was some picture she put out where it's a professional picture, but she's like covering her tits with her hands, like turning around. She's wearing underwear.
She definitely wants to use her sexuality to sell. She loves being naked and sexy and showing off and stuff. She kind of
flip-flops on that point once in a while.
Well, she doesn't flip-flop. I think in her mind, she wants to be the ingenue, the young, hot, babe, and the media keeps going like, you're so brave, right. Because she's not the body type that really is the ingenue.
But what I felt terrible was this picture of her where she's sitting down and kind of like twisting in the chest. Drew Barrymore.
Oh, I think I would like to look like that. What's your goal? I don't see that as bad.
There's a couple.
I mean, you're just still remembering her from the David Letterman.
No, Firestarter.
I think that's hilarious. No, I would be totally proud to have that body.
These aren't even like the ones that are super unflattering. Look, they caught her
like bad angles.
Yeah, they caught her in bad moments. I think Drew Barrymore's gorgeous.
I get that yes, but but if you're going to say like that as a 42-year-old woman or whatever she is, that's bad, then we're all fucked. We're all like, I remember one time somebody. Guys do this all the time. They go, "Whoa, what happened to her?" As an actress comes about, it's like, "Oh, well, she's aging, as we all do."
Sure, you know what it is.
You know,
I haven't seen her in anything scantily clad.
Right.
Like the last time I did, her body was like, holy shit.
But also, I don't know why she's standing there with the most emaciated women
covered in mud with a bunch of girls with great bodies.
Yes.
It is a weird choice.
Are they great? I mean, that one.
I can't really see all of them. Because I have this thing in my way
But
here.
yeah.
But no, I'm saying that is funny. It's like, well, listen, I watched that with like several guys. The one I always like to go back to is Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Do you remember Skid Row, the band Skid Row? You can watch him performing at Wembley Stadium when he was, I guess, like 19 or 20 with Skid Row, doing his song, hitting all the notes. He's wearing no shirt, and his in like leather pants, and he looks. There's no way to describe him other than gorgeous.
Yes.
And he comes out. You can bring up that YouTube video, actually, Christine, like the "I Remember You" at the Wembley Stadium.
Oh wait, and then we're gonna see another.
But then you can just watch him like. It's just that we get. You just watch like in the related videos. Just pick one from the last couple years, and it's just him like, like walking around block. Yeah, I've watched that happen to Marilyn Manson. Same thing. They go from like. So there's just this weird like 3-year period where someone can go away and come back and like, wow, you're 100% different.
Yes.
Yours 100. That's what Drew Barrymore's thing. Like, I haven't heard her name in a while.
Right, because she had 2 kids and now she was going through a
and
divorce,
she popped up bad. The thing I was going to say with Amy, though, that picture where she's sitting down holding her boobs and turning, and I guess there's like, like a crease in her body.
Right.
And on those sites that have that stuff, it's like, oh, she must have been reaching for a jar of mayonnaise off the thing, that fat bitch.
They're so
I'm like, holy shit!
It's like you would love to have a girlfriend that looked like that.
If Amy Schumer, if I was interested in Amy Schumer and she sent me that picture, that'd be a picture. If I was seeing her, someone's like, "Who's the new girl you're dating?" I'm like, "Look at that."
Yes.
Like, I'd be happy to be like, "Look at how hot and cute that chick is."
Right.
And people are like, "I'm like, really?"
Right.
Like they said, like on the same site that. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad picture at all.
Well, that's the picture they kept saying was so brave, but I would be happy to look like that naked.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
It's a doofier face she's making.
I wish that she showed more bush, but otherwise...
Yeah, show a little more muff.
No, I just think it's brutal. It's like, fucking, like everything else in this fucking world. It's like as a woman, you can't fucking live up to it. You just can't. I'm glad that I had some music behind that.
Yeah.
My speech.
I mean, look how beautiful it is.
Yes, but that's youth.
It is. And then now, just go to one, or just skip ahead and let it watch him hit the note.
He didn't have to do anything for that. That just was how he looked. He wasn't trying.
Move forward where he hits the notes. Gorgeous.
But I wonder how people that are that gorgeous, it must be much harder to age.
Maybe, but I think he still probably thinks he's gorgeous.
Well, let's see what he looks like now. I have no idea.
You got to hear the note first, or I'm not going to be okay. Oh, my Lord. Get to it.
Am I supposed to be doing any of the phone calls, or?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Jacob, get your boner ready.
But yeah, he has an incredible body. He's so pretty.
It's gorgeous. Now just go to last year somewhere.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's just sweating.
Oh God.
He just looks ridiculous.
Yes, and he looks like it's hard just to even stand up. Oh.
That's what kind of makes me happy, though, about like young, hot chicks that just always had that going for them, is almost just the foresight of like, well, they're gonna lose that,
right?
And if you
and some of them will lose it pretty quickly.
You can only use your sexuality so long. Like we all age, we all do get older. That part goes away. So if you're building a life for yourself based on your sexuality, like you have a shelf life. You just do, unless you're also, Madonna, who somehow has been able to carry it on into her 50s.
Don't listen to Christine. Christine's saying is a terrible thing. She's saying she wishes age on pretty people.
Yes,
I do.
First of all...
But if you ever, because I watch, those 2020s all the time, and I know this is this dumb thing, their husband gets killed or whatever, but they always go back and show the pictures of them young, getting married, and then... So you really see these people... Like just regular people, their progression, and some of them, like you said, are they get married as one thing, and then it
becomes something else. Yeah, totally.
I mean,
it's bizarre.
But the people still love each other. Like a lot of times,
oh yeah,
it's
I think old couples together is the most adorable thing ever.
Yes, it's like.
I
can't even imagine.
You feel like the guy's not even looking for the young ass in the room. He
loves his wife.
I saw an old couple on a couple. The woman was terrified, and the husband. They were decrepit old, and he just was rubbing her hand the whole time. And it was such an adorable thing. I was gonna say about Christine. Christine's a witch, so don't cross her because
you will now die of age.
There was a waitress at a comedy club here in New York that I said when she first got there. I go, man, that chick is gorgeous. I'm like, look at, I liked everything about her. Her tattoos, her face, her hair. She was a beautiful girl, great body. I just look at Christine. I go, that's like a chick that I think is really hot. Over the next year, that girl got alopecia, literally went bald. All of her hair fell out.
Which I had. I gave mine to her.
Oh my God.
Then she had
Christine.
she had her face bitten off by a dog.
Christine. You just like go see like her journals.
Isn't that crazy though? I mean, this girl, like, even when she comes back around now, she doesn't look like the same human being.
Right.
Like to this day.
Well, I saw this
and her
thing
hair's
where
growing back. Her
this
hair's
girl
growing back, and
lost her limbs. I don't know how many limbs she lost, but a lot. But she was saying into the camera, she goes, "I used to worry about being fat or having like the right makeup or whatever, and it's so crazy now because now I'm like learning how to like use like these like
metal
prosthetic limbs and stuff."
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
It is weird when you put it into perspective.
I'm always, when I see somebody in a wheelchair and they're jacked, I'm always like, dude, just be a lump. I don't understand that when they're just shredded. And like, no, look at the stuff I can do. Murder ball. I'm like,
it's so powerful that even if you had to fight every day to figure out how to use your thumbs and fingers again, you'd still be like, does my hair look shiny? Like, you'd still want to...
I guess. But no, if I had no legs or I was paralyzed from the waist down, if my dick was out of the mix totally, I would just be a gelatinous blob. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was like a shutdown on that, like
you might not because you think about it, and I've thought about this a lot. My aunt just lost her leg from flesh-eating disease. She almost died, but she's in such good spirits and she's so happy. And then when you see,
how old is she?
I have no idea, but I'm gonna guess 60s.
Good run.
She's my aunt's wife.
Okay.
So, my step aunt, I don't know what it is, but
she's your aunt's wife.
Yes.
Lesbian couple.
Yeah. See, you said lesbian aunt. I was like, we've all got one.
No, it's Isabella's got one. I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one.
Or mine
that you know
closeted.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine might be closeted.
Sure. Yeah. But
I have cousins who married each other though. I come from a pretty white garbage.
See.
Yeah. We all have our thing.
Yeah, I think cousins should be allowed to marry.
Yeah.
Once you're married for a certain amount of time, you're just brother and sister fucking anyway.
At some point, you just bicker.
Yes.
You pull each other's hair, then you fuck every now and again.
Yes. It's so dirty in a way, like having sex with your husband of many years. It's the most
dirty,
creepy thing that you can do.
Because you see each other in so many. I often think that with Christine. I think I've pointed that out while we were having sex, which probably isn't very sexy. But I'm just like, remember we just like, remember we were just at that meeting or whatever. You know what I mean? Or we just hanging out with friends. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we had a bunch of people over here an hour ago watching the UFC event. And now I'm just like, you have a finger up my butt.
Yes,
and I'm like, dude, I think we're just doing you're like, what is happening?
Yes. It's so weird.
You're supposed to wake up the next morning from things like that and be like, who's this chick?
Yes.
Oh yeah, forget it.
Yes, like you're supposed to never have to see them again. But then you're like, so anyway, I'm going to be taking Raina to the bus stop. And what is your day like?
Really. Even if when you're fighting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, you bitch, I can't believe you would say something like that, you heartless bitch.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that's like coming out of 2 hours ago, exactly like I'm on all fours.
Yes.
She's tromboning me.
Yes. And sometimes I look up at him, I'm giving him his little BJ for the day, and I'm like,
his daily B?
It's like, I'm not invested, like, I want him to be happy, but I'm not invested in it at all in terms of, like, for myself. Like, it's like I'm doing laundry.
You're not getting worked up yourself.
No, I'm just
doing. And he's okay
some...
with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's too much. Like, sometimes he'll want to reciprocate, and I'm like, I got too many things to do today.
But you have to really, like, work your acting chops in that, because you got to make...
Yeah, no, I mean,
if there was no noise coming out of...
No, I like to make it seem... Yeah, no, it's fun to have a little...
Yeah, you put on a little show.
Put on a little show, sure.
But you're not ever thinking, like, me now.
No, I mean...
not never, obviously, but,
Right. A lot of times
for the daily.
For his daily.
When you're doing your dailies.
Well, because sometimes he'll just, like, be laying on the couch watching golf, and then, I'll be, like, flitting around doing, my Swiffering or whatever, and then he'll just pull his pants down and go, come here.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Put the Swiffer to the side.
By the way, if it makes you feel any better, I'd rather suck Rich's dick than watch golf too. Watch golf. I know he loves it.
But it's it's like you're just like getting your brother off. Like, okay. Like, it's a weird, I don't know how to explain it.
Hey, bro, now let's go to mom's house now.
Yes. It's like, 'cause you're too, the person too well.
That's fucking really hilarious. I know we got to take a break, Jacob. That's not a good signal. You got to use two hands. You just gave me like a hang loose, dude. We're here with Bonnie McFarlane. Bonnie, you can check out her podcast, My Wife Hates Me, on the Riotcast Network. You can bring up the plugs, Christine. Jesus Christ. On the Riotcast Network and available on iTunes. You can also pick up a copy of her book, You're Better Than Me, on Amazon.com. Be sure to follow her at Bonnie McFarlane on Twitter.
Please follow me on Twitter. That's why I do anything in this world. That's the only reason I want to get on TV is so I can get more Twitter
Your Twitter followers go up, yeah.
Yes.
That's where the money's at. If you want to check me out this weekend, Friday through Sunday, I'll be at the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington, Vermont. This Friday, November 25th through Sunday, November 27th. Get your tickets at bigjcomedy.com. And always follow us at The Bonfire, SXM on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hanging out with Bonnie McFarlane. We'll be right back. It's Bonfire.
Hey, this is Rich Voss, the legend. You're listening to The Bonfire, but then again, you know that because you're listening to it. So, I mean, that would be pretty fucking dumb if you didn't know what you're listening to, right? I'll do it again. That stunk.
Oh, yeah. It's The Bonfire, everybody. Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson hanging out today with Bonnie McFarlane while Dan Soder's off across the country. Bonnie, I'm picking all Canadian music for you.
I think that's nice.
You come from some weird bumfuck hillbilly town in Canada, right?
Yes. Yeah. Cold Lake, Alberta.
Cold Lake?
Cold Lake.
That's just like, you have to fuck young there.
Oh, yeah. We were.
Yeah, it's one of those, there's nothing else to do.
We had weird teacher incidents. There was a lot of...
Oh, students fucking teachers?
Oh, yeah. And I had I told this recently, and I'd forgotten really that it happened, and it's just such a normal thing. But the principal and my biology teacher took me to see a male stripper when I was in the 12th grade.
That explains
just
why you're
in the
a comedian.
afternoon.
That explains why you're a comedian.
Weird.
That's
Yes.
what happens. We have our guest in studio now, which I'm very excited about. You know him from the podcast Misery Loves Company on the Riotcast Network. The hilarious Kevin Brennan is with us. Kev, good to see you here. Bonnie's filling out so much forms.
What the fuck are you doing, Bonnie?
I'm gonna keep up.
We were talking on the break about your ADD personality here.
Why are you filling out forms to get paid here?
Yeah, you get paid.
So you got how many forms you got to fill out?
A lot.
It's a lot
I
of
mean,
forms
it's
for somebody.
It's
unbelievable.
almost
Like
not worth it. I did a gig one time. I didn't even take the money because I just didn't want to fill out the forms.
That's what I almost did. And then
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, they're like, can you fill out the forms? Then I had to run, and then I said I couldn't do it, and then they were going to email them to me. I didn't get them. Then they're going to mail them to. I was just like, fuck it. It was like $500.
It is the level of what money is worth anything. Like sometimes when I leave the Comedy Cellar at night and I'm outside for like 10 minutes and I'm like, hey, where's Alicia? Or one of the managers get paid. And they go, I don't know, I think maybe she's upstairs for a minute. I'm like, fuck it. Plus, you're never getting it because they don't remember. Like, no one's going to remember.
No, yeah, I just leave sometimes too. If I don't like who's at the Comedy Cellar table, I'll just leave and get paid the next day. And they're like, oh my God, well, you didn't get paid. And I'm like, I know, you made it home anyway.
They text you.
Believe
they text you like, you left without getting paid.
Oh my God, what are you going to do without $100? I don't know. The same thing I'm doing now, nothing.
ST corrects an iron whip.
Yeah.
Are you still afraid of her?
Huh?
Are you still afraid of her?
Yeah, because she's a couple of weeks ago, I was supposed to go on. I was in a bad mood, and I had that middle show during the week.
Yeah.
They always have people drop in,
Chappelle.
So anyway, it was like, I'm waiting to go on. I already was like annoyed, whatever. So, then the Cypher Sounds comes down and Cypher comes down and goes, I think Chris Rock's going up next. So I go, okay, so I just leave because I'm like, I'm not going to fucking, I'm just leaving.
Sure.
So I start walking down the street and then the manager comes running out. Yeah, he wants you to go on first. I go, I'm already leaving.
Your mindset's I'm not
I'm
doing
already
this.
clocked out. I'm clocked out. So I'm like, it's fucking $30. I don't give a, right?
Right.
But they went crazy. They sent me a million texts like, "What are you doing? Who do you think you are?" Chris, out of respect to you, Chris wanted to go on after you. I know, and then Chris didn't even go on, so it had nothing to do with me. He just didn't want. He wasn't sure if he was going to go on.
Right.
So they made it seem like, finally Chris Rock paid me some respect.
Not only did you disrespect the club, but you disrespected Chris Rock,
who was respecting the shit out of you.
Yeah, he was so respect. Like I should be like where's his dick? Because I need to suck it.
Right.
For all the respect he just paid me by letting me go on. So it's all like that mind fucks. But I don't even care because I got kids, so my kids mind fuck me all the time. They don't. SD
it is the biggest mind fuck.
No, SD can't get to me. I'm just like whatever.
Chris Rock
Take
coming
me off
in.
the schedule.
Chris Rock coming in one week, like bumped me so many times, and it would be at one point he would come like. For like, the middle of the show and let the three, and they keep coming to him. It's like, who's next? And it's like, so he goes, you let him go on. Yeah. No, I'm still hanging. You let him. And it was like right before me. It's like, I could have left 45 minutes ago if you just said you're going to go on after so and so.
Right.
Because I have no relationship with him at all. It's one of those guys, never really had a conversation with him ever, weirdly enough.
I never did either until a little bit recently, but I still don't believe he, actually I met my wife because of Chris Rock because, he was doing a spot like, around Christmas. He was coming in to bump everybody, and then Esty said, "You can leave if you want." I said, "No, I'll stick around," because I was working on some stuff. So anyway, so he does a long set. I guess he does so. I do like 8 minutes, and I kill. My wife is like at the bar. I didn't know she was my wife, but she's sitting at the bar after the show, and she goes, "You were the best one on the show." I was like, "Better than Chris Rock?" She goes, "Yeah, you're way better than him." So I'm like, "All right."
Will you marry me?
No, so I said, "Let's go out then." She goes, "Well, you said you got a girlfriend in your act." I go, "No, it's just my act. Don't worry about my act. It's nothing to do with me."
Oh my God.
So then one thing led to another. I basically called her bluff because people always say how great you are. So I'm like, "Let's go out. If I'm so great, let's go out."
Right.
So I called
That's
her bluff.
bold.
I called her bluff. 2 kids later, I regret. I was telling somebody the other day, the first night after I spent one night with my wife, I'm like, I'm going to marry her, and because of that, I no longer trust my judgment. Like every decision I make, I go.
Yeah, I thought this was so.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Any
totally.
short thing, I go. This is. What's
if anyone gets it, it's me.
What's the trap?
I remember when I suddenly realized what everyone else was seeing. With
Voss?
Rich and I. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh. That when everyone was kind of like, Rich Voss?
Yes.
How's that going, absolutely. Bonnie?
I do think I made the right choice.
No, he's a
it's
good
going
guy.
great. She gives daily beach.
Yeah.
Is that what's her service as a wife?
Yeah.
That's what she believes.
Part of my
Canadian
list of
lore.
things.
Every day?
Not every day, but whenever he wants
don't.
it. I do. This is the key to a happy marriage. You give your husband a blowjob whenever he wants, and you never say "I love you," and that is how you keep a man.
And he knew that. When did he find that out? That he would get one anytime he asked.
He just did. I mean, sometimes it's easier than doing the whole thing.
She said he just presents.
Is
yes,
he
just pulls it out and just get over here.
Is he always
Sometimes
clean?
I say no.
Is he clean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Tested?
I hope so.
I mean, he doesn't come over like if we just got off a horse and be like, come over here and suck this.
He's always riding horses.
You know what I mean? Like a cowboy. He's a bit of a cowboy. No, if he just played 18 holes, he doesn't come in with his fucking yellow shorts and go suck this dick.
Yes, he would do that.
He would?
Really?
Yes.
He
after golf beach.
He wouldn't rinse off.
He might. I don't know if he does. I don't really care that much. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I wouldn't
You
want
really are Canadian. You really are from Cold Lake.
Yeah.
She'll do anything to stay in the country.
No, I do want him to be happy. That's the thing. I want him to be happy. I want him to be not stressed out in life. I try to make his life easier, but he's his own worst enemy. He
but they say that about every comic.
Have you ever flipped that on him? Have you ever just like pulled your panties aside and been like, yo, dog?
He would never say no. He would do it
anytime.
Yes.
Yeah. He's an old perv. I love it.
That's a beautiful thing.
I do.
Bring this up to my wife.
Oh, just getting Nicorette breath blown in your snatch for a half hour.
Oh, that drives me nuts though, because sometimes he won't take out the gum, and it drives like we're about to do the fucking nasty.
Hey, Bonnie.
He's got because he keeps the gum in his upper lip.
Oh.
And then I can see it.
Does
and I'm
it
like,
it's gonna numb your clit up? It's gonna numb up your clit.
I don't know if he's ever done it down there with that, but
I
don't even like it in. Like you shouldn't have it in when we're,
He shouldn't have anything in his mouth.
No.
I've chewed gum eating pussy and gotten gum in the girl's pussy here before.
Oh, that's awful.
That has happened. It's
Really?
weird. Yeah.
Well, this is the other great thing about Rich is that I don't do a lot of. I'm not like major upkeep girl. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
You have a big furry puss?
It's not that bad, but I'm not taking care of it.
Well, you said you're Canadian. It's wintertime.
I don't get waxed. It's not like that. So he's
never
never complained about anything.
No, you grow out your pelt. That's very Canadian of you.
Yes, to keep warm at night.
You got to keep warm.
Oh my god.
Canadian pajamas, I call
Buddy, does
that.
everybody know this about you? I had no idea.
What?
But you guys do seem very like something.
Very in love. They're
No,
certainly very
they
in
don't
love.
fight a lot. They don't fight
we
in public.
fight constantly.
No, but not like a real fight.
No.
So everybody, all your fans of your podcast know this.
No, we do fight. Like the other day.
No, they all know. All the fans of your show, they know that you'll suck his dick at a moment's notice.
I did it on the podcast once.
No.
Yes.
You sucked his dick on the podcast?
Yes.
I love to hear Voss making noises as he's getting with his.
He talks about it
with his
constantly.
lips.
He talks about it constantly.
Yeah.
He loves to brag about. That's like the most embarrassing thing is he brags about getting it from his wife.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
How about his first wife? She never did it, right?
I think they had a pretty crazy sex life. Actually.
Really? I can't imagine.
I'm not that crazy.
Wasn't it like drugs rich? He was probably doing all kinds of weird stuff.
No, that was post drugs.
Oh.
But
what you blew him on the podcast? I was completely unaware of that. There's no way that's true.
that is 100% true. Call Rich right now.
You can just hear you
Who was in
just
the,
like slobbering
I
in the
don't know
background.
what you hear.
Who was in
I
the
don't
booth with
listen
you?
to them.
Who was in the booth with you? You did it at home?
Oh yeah, it's just him and I at home, and I think
It was in the booth.
No, I
Yeah,
thought they
there's
did
no-
it here.
It's like, Lou Witzke, were you here for that? Were you running the board that day?
I thought it was
No.
I thought it was that Opie radio booth.
no.
Who was in there?
But we fought on the podcast. I've cried on the podcast.
Oh,
it's
that
a
don't
real
matter, but
thing.
sucking, yeah.
But that's one time.
Yeah.
What?
Crying. That's like a
Yeah,
very...
but it's.
Yeah, but women cry a lot. They don't suck a lot of dick on camera.
I've never seen Rich cry. That is true.
Oh, really?
I've never seen him cry.
Never? Mm-mm. This guy's got
Never.
a Holocaust tattoo on his arm. He seems very sensitive.
He's never cried.
Never?
I've never seen him cry. Now that I think about it, never.
Christine, you've seen me cry
and we've had
before,
some
for sure.
shitty things happen in our lives.
I've cried every time I watch It's a Wonderful Life. I cry
Does that get you?
every time. I can't even watch the end. I have to walk away because then my kids will see me cry and they'll panic.
What about kids' movies? I'm always crying
No,
at
I
kids'
hate
movies.
kids movies.
No.
Oh,
Unless it's
my
The Wizard
God.
of Oz.
The end of Armageddon started making me cry, and I was on a first date, and I was dressed like such a wigger and trying to be so impressive, and I had to leave the theater. I just went and got
I never
popcorn.
saw it.
I went and got popcorn, and there was only like 7 minutes of the movie left. Just to have
But you were fatter then. You
Oh
had
my
you had
God.
you had an alibi.
But I was like, I have to go. As I'm going to get popcorn, she goes, "The movie's almost over." I go, "I'm starving." Keep walking out. I mean, it was
at
so
the end of the
bad.
movie. What happened at the end of the movie? I never saw it.
Bruce Willis draws, or no, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck is dating Bruce Willis's daughter. Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck are on a meteor heading towards Earth. Their job is to go up there, dig a hole in the meteor, and detonate a bomb that's going to break it up so it doesn't hurt the Earth. But the trigger fails. So someone's got to stay behind and sacrifice their life.
What does this have to do with you?
I'm telling you, it
He's
always comes back to one. It always comes back to one thing.
Oh.
So Ben Affleck draws the short straw. He's got to stay and detonate the bomb. Bruce Willis takes the hit for him. He says he's going to stay behind. Tells Ben Affleck to take care of his baby, and then Bruce Willis talks to his daughter on a screen to say his last goodbye. And if you have father issues of any kind, those things always get. So that Riding in Cars with Boys, Drew Barrymore movie. When the dad leaves,
Drew Barrymore today.
when the dad leaves in that one, oof,
Yeah,
brutal. Oh, it hurts so much.
that's your thing. That's
Oh, a little boy grabs his toothbrush and tries to run off with his heroin addicted dad because he just wants to go with his dad.
Oh, God. I'm almost crying now.
and and then after you have kids, anything with kids always makes you cry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dying kids I can't
Yes.
watch either. That's a tough one.
Rich won't
Saint-
watch any movie where it's like a kid gets kidnapped or dying
Oh,
kid or
St. Jude's commercials, they ever get you?
Oh God, I gotta flip
You
it
know,
right
Mason,
away.
if I'm on a plane, like if I just did a weekend somewhere and I'm on a plane, sometimes I'm so tired. If I'm watching a movie, I'll just start crying.
Just
Even
because you're
I'm just tired, and then the movie like something triggers. But it's always weird crying on a plane because you look like a lunatic. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So I have to be like.
I
have to pretend
remember
like,
crying one time on a plane, and I pretended that my grandfather died or something. I was like,
That Sarah Silverman drama she just did made me cry on a plane. Next to a
oh
friend.
God, she's so good in that, isn't she?
Yeah.
What?
It's called
It's
I Smile
brutal.
Back.
It's
really
It's
a
the
rough
darkest movie,
Oh,
I've
it's
ever
movie. No
seen.
comedy
It's
at
the
all.
new movie
But
that she
she's
just did.
really
Yeah.
good in it.
I
Yeah.
heard the opposite.
Really?
That she's not good in
Yeah,
it?
but
She gets butt fucked in it. True story.
Oh, no, she's really good.
She did?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was going
She
to
gets
win an
fucked
Oscar.
a lot. Yeah, I can't believe she
was
didn't.
going to win an Oscar?
Yeah, last
I
year.
would have killed myself if she won an Oscar. I would fucking hang myself in Times Square.
I thought
on
Amy
New Year's
Schumer
Eve.
was going to present her with an Oscar, and then you would die.
If she presented to Sarah, it should just be a big dick because they both fucking they're both whores.
Are they?
Well, all they talk about is what sluts they are, right?
Right.
Isn't that what's put Sarah on the map?
Well, Sarah was a very, very good joke writer. Her
Yeah, I
jokes
thought
are
she was-
amazing.
I thought she was an exception to that.
But she always was like, that's how she got started, and that's how Amy got started.
Oh, yeah, and Louis C.K. too, right? Doesn't he always talk about masturbation?
I forgot
what a fucking...
Does he? Is that his thing?
I hope he gets a big cock when he wins an award.
Schumer's
I forgot women were here.
I mean, I'm a
Fuck that. I don't
filthy-
give a fuck. I fuck Sarah.
Well,
so I don't give
be
a shit.
fair at least.
Yes.
No,
Revelation.
You
She
also
lost
fuck Louis
her-
C.K.
Huh?
Don't hide that fact.
I'd suck his dick at this point.
Wait, what were you going to say? She lost...
She lost her virginity to me, Sarah.
Shut up.
No,
And then she fucked everybody.
She lost her virginity to like 4 different people.
It's in her book, you
That are
cunt.
fucking
It's in her book.
going around
Google
saying
her book. Google her book. Google her
Andy
whatever.
Kindler, Colin Quinn. You know,
She banged Andy Kindler?
They're all saying
No,
that
she
Great
fucked
one.
me first, then she fucked comics. She fucked me. She lost her virginity. It's in her book.
Then she
didn't
fucked
make it up.
Attell.
Why would she make it up?
She fucked Attell over.
She fucked me. Then she was dating Attell. Then she was Mark Cohen. Then
Oh,
Colin,
Jesus.
Then Colin. Just anybody who was on the weekend schedule at the cellar. And then
oh boy,
what's
a
the
little
guy's-
bitter, huh?
I'm not bitter at all about that. I'm bitter about other things. But then, what's the guy's name? Tall?
Rick Chrome?
No, Jewish guy. Al something.
Alan Havey?
No. Anyway. But everybody was like trying to get a piece of her. And then Sarah, I remember me and Sarah went to a basketball game. And she goes, oh, this guy invited me to his house for Thanksgiving. I go, I think he probably wants to fuck you. He goes, no, we're friends. I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, Sarah goes to his house for Thanksgiving, his parents' house. He shows him his bedroom as a kid, and then he fucking takes his dick out.
Well,
What the fuck's his name?
do you think honestly?
Oh my God, what's his
By the
name?
way, Christina's almost an identical Thanksgiving story
I
of
was-
going to hang out with a friend who pulled his dick out.
I was gonna say we all have like 10 of those stories.
She wanted
I have none of those.
She wanted that dick though,
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
but he passed out.
It was even Jake. He kept going when I'm telling him the story. He's like, it doesn't make sense that you didn't blow him. You didn't do anything. I was like, no, what you don't understand is like, I wanted to do this. The guy came over, put his like dick towards my mouth. I went to go do stuff to him. He walked away, like rolled over and passed out on the other couch because he had taken Ambien.
Oh.
I'm like, to me, it was worse than like,
So what did you do wrong?
he took Ambien. So, but I shouldn't have been there in the first place.
By the way,
whole thing
you know
was
the
a
great
disaster.
thing?
I remember the comic's name. Now I don't want to
think
say
I
it,
have
though. I don't want to say it because I feel
Al
bad.
Lubell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you guys guess it?
I don't know. I just thought Al. I was the only
Did I
Yeah,
say
it
Al?
Strike me. You said Al.
Okay.
Al something.
Al Lubell. What a character.
You know what's hilarious? You know what a great
Plus, he was like a killer comic at the time. Like he was.
He was so big at
he
one
did 8,
point.
9 spots a night. He was.
he
all
lost
around-
his mind
Yeah,
Is
but
that what happened?
because Sarah wouldn't blow him on Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
No, but I'm saying.
after he presented it to her.
no,
What
but
a
I'm
bold
saying,
move.
Yeah, it is a bold move. I mean, who does that? Who brings it? You know.
I couldn't just do that. But it was funny. A great relationship thing is for all the weird and overtly sexual things me and Christina done together.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy how much that story comes up, and I'm always like, well, you mean like you grabbed his dick or went in your mouth a little bit? I mean, down to like, how much in your mouth was it? Like the head, or like you got like a one pump on it because you keep changing the story. I treat it like
the worst.
do you know what I treat?
Bane of our relationship.
But do you know what I treat it like? Do you know they always tell that bullshit story about like Metallica would send their rider with like no brown M&Ms,
Right.
Yeah.
and they always go because like if you don't pay attention to that, how are you going to make sure that our light
Right.
rig is set up good? And I still say,
Oh, is that
so I
why?
go, well, how am I supposed?
Details.
I'm like, how am I supposed to trust you if one day you almost had his dick in your mouth and the next day his mushroom caps behind your teeth?
Right.
How am I supposed to trust you on the next fucking bullshit
Right.
story you
Sometimes
tell
it's
me?
hard to remember how far the dick went in.
Not on a
can't
story
even
like
Did it
that.
pass the gum line? I don't remember.
Not on a story like that.
I can't even imagine.
Now, did he have Nicorette in his mouth? Was your pussy numb?
Just be like, I'm going to take this guy's dick in my mouth. Like, what kind of a decision-making process is that? It's going to be crazy.
Virgin Sarah Silverman sounds so fantastic.
I found it. I found it from her book.
It was hard. Huh?
What?
I found from her book where she says, so when Kevin asked me if I was a virgin, I answered honestly, no. But it says that before that though, she has a whole thing where she kind of thought she had sex, and it turns out the guy just put on a condom and pushed against her. There was no like actual intercourse going on.
So he broke her hymen.
Yeah, because she said what happened was we had sex. There was blood on the sheets. I don't know what's in the book, but we had. She asked me for my recollection before she wrote the book. We had sex. There was blood on the sheets. I said, Sarah, you're a virgin? She goes, no, maybe you are. And I was like, what? So then I knew she was a virgin. She didn't even know what happened.
These details are fantastic, by the way. You talked her through her first blowjob?
I did.
That she never did before.
I don't remember that.
You told her what to do with her teeth and so on.
Take them out.
And then slowly first...
Wait, I don't remember this at all.
And then slowly at first he pushed inside of me and all the way inside. Yeah, Kev. And then it said you sat up on the side of the bed to smoke another Merit Light.
Oh, the Merit Light. That's not cool.
There goes all my street cred.
Merit
The
Light.
Merit Light. Did I drink a diet fucking no caffeine cola?
Oh wow! It says you put the cigarette out, got up, and then like a Rorschach-like pattern of blood all over the sheets, like a butterfly stamp.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
She nailed it. And then she worked up the moxie to say, that came out of you. She accused you of bleeding?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no. I said, are you a virgin? She goes, no. Why? I said, because there's blood on sheets. And she goes, maybe you're a virgin. I'm like, first of all,
I love that she
I'm not
said
a
that,
virgin.
and that's hilarious.
Second of all, it's like, then I realized she didn't even know what happens when you lose your virginity. So
No, she was joking.
No, I don't think she was joking because she wasn't.
Around.
She wasn't really that. She wasn't on top of her game. She was an open micer at the time. I was doing her a favor.
I know, but it's still her total sense of humor.
Did you tell her that it's okay? You just have to buy. She has to buy you new sheets.
Oh my God.
That sounds like something I would say. I was definitely on a budget.
That is fucking awesome.
I was living in Queens at the time, so
just it's okay. Just buy me new sheets. Hey, I know this is a pretty life-changing experience for you, but if you get a chance, 250 thread counter, else I itch.
Yeah,
you also had 2 of my Merit Lights.
You smoked 2 Merit Lights.
Please make the bed too before you leave.
Well, the new movie really is phenomenal.
Is it?
It is.
It is.
It's amazing.
No, I like Sarah. Whenever I see her, we get there's no bad blood.
Yeah,
pun
no.
intended.
Boom, boom.
But
I think she's hilarious. I really do. I've always thought she was
She's fantastic.
Whatever. Anyway, she's no Dave Attell. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick Dave Attell. So that's how I see it.
You want to take his virginity?
And it's not a sexist thing.
I think as far as I know,
think women are funny.
As far as I know, in Dave's trajectory, that was his last girl he saw ever for more than a day.
No, he never had a girlfriend since then.
Yeah,
never.
It's
that to speak of.
That must have destroyed him. And so he'll say funny shit to me. Where I'll be like, "Hey, I might just marry this girl in Vegas. She's a big tit porn model. That's something." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
He says that?
Yeah, I'm like, "What do you mean? You'll just marry some chick?"
No, now he says. Now he goes. Well, I said, well, if I go up on stage with him. He says how are your kids? I go, well, how's it? Because he can't talk about it. So it's definitely kryptonite for him. How's your girl? How's your dating? Whatever, sex life. And he's like, well, I'm dating somebody online. I met her on whatever. Now he says online. Everybody has a girlfriend online, so that doesn't mean
he's lying.
Since then, he's never introduced me to his girlfriend. Never.
When he used to drink and I would go out with him on the road, I'd see him pull chicks for sure. But I haven't seen that in years. He just sits outside and smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, I think when he sobered up, he just was no. But she fucked him over because she me, him, and Colin were friends. We used to always hang out. And then when she started dating Colin, he lost his mind because as he said. He goes, you're fucking Colin? He goes, I want to fuck Colin. That's how much he liked Colin.
Right.
So she basically was fucking everybody that he was friends with or that he, idolized as a comic,
Who cares?
She threw him under the bus a little bit, Attell, on Howard Stern's show.
But
why? What'd she say about him?
Just kind of she sort of tried to pull the curtain on him, which I don't know if that was something she really should have done. She kind of pulled the curtain on this poetic dramatic, like, heavy drinking, like severely chain smoking cigarettes all day. Was
That's
like
why you broke up with him?
Like, no, that it was like something he kind of like design. It was like by design, she said. But I'm like, I don't know. I've hung with Dave.
So.
Like,
no, what really
I
happened?
he became that, but it was, it was basically like, it was very like, he's like, he made a decision like, I'm going to become like the old salty drunk cigarettes guy.
What happened was he kind of lost his mind from Sarah.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't talk to anybody. He was just like, everybody was his enemy because they kind of were, So he just went crazy and then he became great.
They all did it behind his back.
Kind of, yeah, but they were never like boyfriend, girlfriend, like,
Oh my God, what is she in charge of everybody's feelings?
Because she smoked pot. And then he didn't like smoking pot, so he drank. But the point is, like, her doing that made him a great comic because he basically overnight just got great, and then he just became that guy, the heavy drinking, heavy smoking, like living on the edge. But it worked out for him. But now he's alone. So
yeah.
So now he talks about getting somebody, like having kids with somebody. That's all.
Yeah, but just like finding a chick that'll do that.
Yeah, but you can do that online. You can probably do that in 24 hours.
You found somebody that that there's hope for all of us.
Thank you.
except for your wife.
So we have to tell him to go on after Chris Rock. If he goes on after Chris Rock one day.
Yes.
No, but seriously, you can. And nowadays, you can meet anybody. Plus, he's famous enough; he can meet anybody.
Oh,
somebody would marry him.
I've seen him like pull like smoking hot chicks.
I'm sure there's girls.
But he really did tend to like when I would go out with him with these like leathery, big fake-titted strippers that are so funny.
Yeah, because he doesn't. He knew it wouldn't last. He don't want anything that's going to last either. And
yeah.
He thinks every woman wants something from him. Like he thinks any woman that wants to be with him either wants to be a comic or wants something out of something from him.
You think, or he just doesn't want to be with people that are going to ask him questions.
No, he don't want to be with anybody anyway, but I'm saying, like, he always thinks he's so paranoid from Sarah, but it was 30 years ago.
Come on, that's so crazy.
Or 25 years ago, but he's still paranoid that someone's going to, use him for something, use him for his comedy or use him for his leverage in the business or whatever. He's crazy. I'm not saying
how did Sarah use him?
No, I'm saying, but I don't know.
I mean, how does that track? I don't see how that works. He just thinks
that everybody, like, you can't trust anybody. Everybody's out to get something from him or people in general. Like Voss uses you for free blowjobs. You know what I mean? It's all right there. If you want to do the math, I'll do it for you.
Bonnie, you're just a blowjob and a shirt.
I know.
It's the old Rich Voss.
Put those glasses on so you can see my dick better.
We gotta take.
He makes me wear
we gotta take a break.
Glasses.
I know we gotta take a break because Dan Soder's gonna call in. Yes, no, I know. Kevin, thank you so much for hanging out with us, dude.
Because I got a spot.
That was super fun. You can catch Kevin's podcast, Misery Loves Company, on the Riotcast Network, as well as iTunes.
Also, we have a YouTube channel, MLC Podcast on YouTube, and we have our we did a live show with at the Underground.
Who do you do it with?
We did it with my old partner. I don't know if you guys remember Lenny Marcus, but my old partner.
Mr. Lenny Marcus.
My old partner, but Kumi was there and Attell was there.
Nice.
And we did like a dating game thing, and it was fucking, Attell was on fire. Like, it was fucking ridiculous.
That's it. We got
it. He was just blazing. He was blazing.
We have to all do live.
I mean, everybody was great. And Dan was there. Dan Soder did a set, and Vecchione did a set. We got him because we got the roommate package, and but they both killed. It was a killer thing. It was a killer thing, and then we didn't even we haven't even got that. I thought we would do like 50,000 hits, and we're not even doing close to that. So it's fucking embarrassing.
Well, make sure you check it out because it is absolutely hilarious. Misery Loves Company on the Riotcast Network and iTunes. Go make sure you rate and review it. Give 5-star reviews. Get it up there. Get people listening to it.
Subscribe.
Kevin, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be right back. It's the Bonfire.
Happy Thanksgiving.
This year, how about giving your family the gift of smart, adjustable sleep? Now's a great time to visit a Sleep Number store for the only bed that comfortably adjusts for both of you, and it's clinically proven to improve sleep quality. Right now, Bonnie, this is a big thing. This is one of my favorite ads to read because me and Soder, they gave us these beds. Sleep Number beds.
Just the one that you share?
We share it together. It's in the common room here. Right now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number Week, you can save 50% on a Sleep Number limited edition bed. And queen mattresses start at only $599.99. The Sleep Number bed lets you choose your ideal firmness, comfort, and support on each side. It's the perfect bed for couples. You can tell Rich.
I think it sounds great.
Because Christina sleeps she likes it low. She's on a hammock, and I'm on a piece of cardboard. I like it stiff. She likes it loosey-goose. Also, you can get the Sleep IQ technology built into the bed, which tracks your sleep so you know how to adjust for your best night's sleep. Whether it's adjusting your Sleep Number setting or making different lifestyle choices, you know what's working because Sleep IQ tells you. My Sleep Number setting 75. Come in now through Monday and save an incredible 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition bed. You'll only find Sleep Number at any of the 500 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find the one nearest you by going to sleepnumber.com and be sure and tell them Jay and Dan sent you.
And now back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, it's Canada music. Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson hanging out today with Bonnie McFarlane. And we're playing all Canada music.
I love
this is Justin Bieber.
Yeah. I was expecting Alanis Morissette, but...
No. I don't look at her as a singer. I always say she's from Kids Incorporated.
Oh.
Well, what was the show? You Can't Do That on Television. That's what she was on.
Yeah, but a lot of, they all started those kids' shows.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Speaking of childhood stars, on the phone, no masturbation and no weed. Several days in now.
What?
This is like getting a call from a castaway.
How is that possible?
The lovely Dan Soder is on the phone with us. Danny boy.
Oh, I'm here to bring some patriotism back to the Bonfire. All this Canadian music.
We're laying it out Canadian heavy today. You missed...
oh, really? Well, who's your... Yeah, listen, I get it. They have a sexy prime minister, and now everyone's looking north. But I don't care. I want to bring some good old-fashioned American turkey. I got my balls full. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you are all goosed up. No weed, no masturbation because you're at Nana's house. I swear I never understand that still to this day.
You can still masturbate.
I think you can masturbate.
Yeah.
Bonnie, I think I can. It's like a weird thing that I've never done, and I just don't do it. I don't know why.
Well, think about this. When she dies, she'll see you do it all the time.
Yeah. She'll be right there in the corner.
Used to it.
Well, I want to make sure she has a good angle the first time she sees me jerk off, and heaven is the best angle.
Yeah, you don't want her to barge into the room and see you in some weird pose.
Yeah, I don't want to see you with my body in a C with my dick all tucked into my hips. I want to see
what are
her
you doing,
standing up.
bouncing against walls and stuff?
Yeah, you beat in the shower anyway. Does she bathe you when you're there? How Nana does it get over there?
Yeah. My grandma sponge baths me. That's why I can't jerk off.
By a fire, she has to go boil water and bathes you in it. She gives you a sponge bath.
I didn't tell you. I also go back in time to the 1920s when I visit my grandma.
This is what I'm thankful for.
Oh, look at Dan. You've got real man muscles now.
It's okay. I'm a woman. I understand what that is. It's only natural.
Oh. Do you want me to wash your little pee-pee?
Oh, God, it's too much.
It's not too much.
Remember what you told? You said it's not too much to be on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And then you did that whole, I can't remember now, but it was very funny.
Sharing too much.
Yeah.
You missed some good stuff today, Dan. You would have loved. Kevin Brennan came in here and talked about blowing Sarah Silverman's back out for the first time. Took her virginity, dude.
You know who I heard that? I heard that story from Sarah Silverman like 4 years ago before I even knew Kevin. I mean, I knew who Kevin was, but I didn't know him personally. And Sarah Silverman was like, "Where do you live?" And I was like, "I live in Astoria." And she goes, "Oh, that's where Kevin Brennan took my virginity." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, that's not the story. The story goes way deeper. He bled all over her sheets. They were smoking Merit Lights.
He bled all over. That. You're going with that story?
Oh, yeah. She accused him of bleeding all over his sheets, but she did.
I love the fact that they were smoking Merit Lights.
That's the best part.
Bingo hall?
Yeah, that's the best part. They were smoking Merit Lights on the edge of the bed. And yeah, she bled all over the place, and then he commanded her to buy him new sheets.
Oh, what a romantic!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something strikes me as Kevin not being super romantic at any point. I think the whole thing was set up on like if you take this chick to a basketball game, you can plow her, and he's like, "All right, I guess I will then."
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that would be like, "Whoa, what? The guy said I could plow you." Like,
oh, I forgot. We should have sent him into a tizzy. You know what's on World Star Hip Hop over the last couple of days on a clip is they throw back to Dave Chappelle winning Star Search.
He was on Star Search? I had no idea.
You see Chappelle's set, and then they do the judging. He comes over and talks to them. They do the judging, and they don't even show the set of his, but it's just him beating Kevin Brennan.
Oh man!
Like young handsome mullet Kevin Brennan getting beat by Chappelle.
And there's without a doubt, I don't think there's probably someone that's more aggressive post-nut than probably Kevin Brennan.
Oh, more than likely. Also, I'm just starting to realize how I say it. How much the life of Dave Chappelle like intersects in negativity towards Kevin Brennan. Like he beat him on Star Search and then took his brother and made him a millionaire writer.
That's right. Yes,
Oh,
he drove a wedge between him and his brother.
Meanwhile, Kevin's over there dicking around with Lenny Marcus.
Oh boy, no wonder he's bitter.
I would love to hear the phone call of Chappelle to Kevin where he's like, "I killed your dad too, man. I murdered him. I killed him in his sleep, Kevin. I hate you. I've always hated you, Kevin. That's why I wanted to make Neil a superstar.
Oh.
I wanted to burn your family up."
He's gonna give Neil $1 million out of his pocket.
Is that
Just
it
take
right
it.
there?
Yeah.
That's Kevin Brennan.
If you play it, you can see it better.
Oh my God.
I hated your mullet, Kevin, so I decided right then and there to tear apart your family.
Oh.
He was a good-looking guy. Wow.
Yeah. No, Kev used to have like. I think
Kevin is still a handsome. Kevin looks like a handsome older basketball coach now.
he looks like Hannibal from A-Team to me. A young George Papard.
oh man! Can we please make him wear leather gloves and smoke cigars now?
He's an old Kevin Brennan, but he's a young George Papard.
I'm gonna start calling him Young Hannibal.
But he he was very handsome. I think that's why he's a miserable man now, as his show would say, "Misery Loves Company." I think that's why he's like so bitter. Like he was probably going to be a sitcom star, he thought, and stuff like that. I mean, I can see that happening totally.
Well, he had it all at one point. He was a very well-respected comedian. I think he had a couple of development deals over the years.
I think he's respected throughout comedy, but I don't
think he's respected anymore, but he used to be. But there was a time him and Al Lubell were rocking it out.
But what's the zigzag now? I don't know if Kevin's on the road very much or anything like that. I wonder.
It was Kevin. The trio was Kevin, Al Lubell, and Barry Sobel. Just ripping it up.
Barry
Sobel. Barry Sobel's still ripping up young comedy, just in the wrong way. Right through their buttholes. He's ripping right through their buttholes.
You got the opposite, Bonnie, because Rich got really handsome the older he got.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there's a picture or a video of Rich. I think it's his first TV spot, and he's got jerry curls and bad teeth still. And listen, there's something so sexy about him in that video. Yes.
Really?
Because he's so confident. There's something about a man who is too confident for how he looks. That is sexy.
Yeah, I get that.
He really had Soul Glow hair. Like he had like the real.
There's no way he should have been pacing back and forth on that stage like that.
Oh, Dan, before I forget also, before she lost her virginity, Al Lubell just whipped his dick out on Sarah Silverman, and she said no.
No.
Yeah, crazy Al Lubell just whipped his dong out.
The only comedian she's ever said no to, according to Kevin Brennan.
That used to be my four-seam fastball in college. When I'd get drunk, I'd pull my dick out. It never worked.
Oh, my God. Well, thank God there wasn't blogging around
Yeah, when guys would like hold their dick on their wrist and be like, "Can you tell me what time that is?" or whatever.
That happened to you?
Guys would do. Yeah, all the time. Constantly.
I mean, you must have got it 1,000 different angles in comedy when you started.
When I started, no, it's before that one, by the way. When I started doing stand-up, I don't think I realized that, because I wasn't really cute in real life. I was just cute in the stand-up world.
Shut up.
What are you saying, that female comics are dogs? What are you trying to say, Bonnie?
I'm just saying, like, in real life, I was pretty average, but
around these busted bitches.
I mean, there's not a lot of girls that were doing it when I started, but guys would get very angry with me.
Really?
Because I would be like, what?
For saying no?
Well, I remember I'd always be shocked by it. That's the video right there.
Oh, my Christ.
Yes.
I know exactly. By the way, I don't even need to be in the studio to know exactly which video, because I'm amazed by it.
Yes, it's crazy.
That hair is ridiculous.
It looks like Rich is playing a character in a movie.
There's something about the way he does his stand-up. The jokes are terrible. He doesn't look good. That makes my vagina start to throb.
Really?
And I've asked other girls, and it's like, it's a thing.
You should put that on your iPhone when you give him a daily blowjob.
Yes.
Oh, Bonnie, do you think, like, for your guys' honeymoon, if you guys go away to a hotel, Rich can find a wig like that and dress up and redo the set just to get you going?
No, because you know what it is?
He still redoes the set to this day.
Yeah, he still is doing some of those shows. No, it's something that has to do with just being young and fucking cocky, and I think you just slowly lose it over time. You know, I mean, he's still like, he gets worn down.
I think Rich is, as long as I've known him, a pretty confident guy.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of hubris. I don't know if it really translates into actual confidence.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he fights for every bit of it. The thing about Rich that you can do, and it's a mean game, I play it sometimes, where he'll be like, I'm great, and then you can be like, I think you're really amazing, and they'd be like, I suck. Like, he has to take the opposite. So
of
then
course,
you can be like, yeah, you do, you really suck. No, I'm great. Like, and you can just keep flipping it back.
I get that. I fully get that. I want to be told I'm great, but I don't ever want to say I'm great, ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, I think that's every male comedian. We want to be told we're great, but then we know we're not. But then if you say we're not, we're going to tell you we are.
Yeah.
When are audience
I think
members?
You're great, Soder.
When are audience members going to realize that you shouldn't shit on other comics to us?
Wait, who?
I said, when are audience members going to learn when you shouldn't shit on the comics to us? I had a guy come up and like some guy who is a fan of mine. He tells you he's such a big fan of yours, and then just directly shits on one of your friends.
Well, they don't know.
He did someone I was someone who I'm close to actually. They're like, I don't like so they suck dick. He's fucking terrible, and you're like, Jesus. I was like, well, I can't be like. Well, I don't want to say goodbye to you in a nice well, dude, thanks for everything, man. Because I'm like, why would you just be like, don't do that? But people have no idea.
I think sometimes they hope that they want to kind of get in on the inside of ball busting with comics, so they hope that you're going to be like, yeah, they stink, and they're like, yeah, right, look at us,
I agree.
We're friends.
I think they try to have fun the way that they do, and they hear you guys doing it on the Bonfire or
that's
other
balls
radio
out
shows.
though. That's really balls out.
When was it?
Huh?
When was it? And who was it?
It wasn't you, Dan.
It wasn't you.
No.
Then you don't care anymore.
It was Louis. It was Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, God damn it.
Here's the thing, but he's a fan of Legion of Skanks.
I love Louis.
So
I will trash him to the day I die, but if anyone else did to me, I would.
Yes, that's why
punch him in the face.
But I already went through the whole handshake. I follow everything you do.
Yes, right.
I listened to that. And he goes, and fuck Louis Gomez. And I thought that was sort of like a a half loving rib, you know what I mean? Hey, fuck Louis. And he's like, no, I think the guy fucking sucks, man. I don't get it. And I'm like, all right, dude. I'm like, that's like my buddy, man.
One of my best friends.
Well, people do it with Rich to me sometimes. When I used to go on the road with him, people didn't know that we were engaged or.
Do they do that? You were better than the headliner?
Sometimes women would come up and they'd go to me like, do you have to work with him all the time? He's awful. And
I would. Not only do I work with him, I let him inside me.
Yes. But I never, I didn't care if people said shit like that. It amused me unless they said something like, I know comedy, and he's like, if they really actually denigrated his stand-up, then I would lose it. And I got in a fist fight. Well, it was a very close fist fight with these two girls that came off stage, and they were like, you were really good, but he's shitty or something. And I kind of ignored it, and then they were like, we know comedy, and that's when I was like, you don't know anything, you dumb horse. And then but the thing was, they came outside, and I wasn't scared at all, because I do know how to fight, and people don't know that I wasn't scared.
Where was this though?
Outside of Stand Up New York. And then
no way.
Yeah, so then some people that worked there came out and tried to hold them off, but one of the girls then took off her jacket, and she had these meth arms, and then I got scared. Then I was like,
yeah. That's
she was just a hard body. What's that?
I feel like every Canadian secretly knows how to fight because of hockey. I feel like you all are trained at a weird young age to not flinch to a punch in the face.
Oh, Rich would fist fight for you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, in fact, I can't tell Rich every bad thing that's ever happened to me or said to me, because but he loves to take on, sometimes he doesn't have something to be mad about, so he'll take on my thing. I've heard him one time. This club owner, we got into it a little bit, and then I came downstairs the next day, and Rich was on the phone with the guy, chewing him out.
Really?
Just decided to take it upon himself.
If a woman came up and punched me in the face with keys between her knuckles, Christine would look down like she didn't see it happen.
Come on.
Facts.
Come on.
Christine does a silent Wayne Gretzky fist pump.
And skates away.
She's kind of like, oh, something happened? Oh, was there a fight back there? That girl, two days later, Christine will be like, oh, she actually punched you. I thought she was saying she was going to punch you. I thought you said she was going to. Oh, she actually hit you? Oh, shit. I would have jumped all over that.
If it was actually somebody that didn't like Rich, I would destroy them.
Not Christine.
I yelled cunt at a woman for 5 minutes because she was being mean to Rich.
Was Christine? See me? I'd stick up for Christine in a heartbeat.
Jay bases this on one time when we were first dating, and a girl hit his car, and I didn't say anything, and my argument was, it's your wife's car, like it's not my car to defend.
Yeah.
But what a weak argument. What a weak-ass argument. So I had to get out of that car and spit in that girl's face.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't hit her.
I'm on Team Christine on this one, because then if she goes out, flips out, assaults some bitch, then it blows up your entire spot.
Yeah.
Oh, is this what happens? You don't jerk off for a week, you become a woman? You San Fran hippie? No, man, just put a flower. When that girl puts out a fist, you put a flower in that fist.
That's what my Grammy told me.
That's last night.
I'm all about peace and love.
Last night when I was getting my Grammy bath, we talked about this.
My Grammy, she said, now if that pee-pee ever gets hard, you don't aim it at anybody. You aim it right at the wall.
Dan, stay on the line. We have to go to our last break, but then stay on the line. 'Cause when we come back, we're going to talk. We got a good Canada story we're coming back with.
Okay.
You know the story, buddy. We talked earlier.
Oh, yeah. We got a great Canada story.
Yeah.
Didn't sound sincere at all.
No,
it was sincere. I just forgot. My brain's working so fast because I'm not on pot. So
yeah, there's no weed, and he's full of jizz.
I'm all soupy. I'm all soupy in the brain.
I do have a theory about that. If we have 1 second about the pot thing, it slows your brain down enough that you can catch your thoughts.
Yeah,
that's why you have more thoughts when you're high.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Well,
what a genius!
Great theory. I wish
you know what?
I'm high right now.
Not just a big hairy pussy and funny, also insightful.
Thank you.
And the beautiful. We're here with Bonnie McFarlane, Dan Soder on the radio. We'll be right back, and we'll take this thing out to 8 p.m. It's the Bonfire.
And now back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, so candid in here today. That's Nickelback. It's the Bonfire. Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson hanging out here the whole show with Bonnie McFarlane. We got Danny Soder on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feeling that Canada, dog?
Oh, man. What a Canadian day. I bet the studio smells like maple syrup.
Oh, yes, there's a hint of it.
It's my vagina.
It's her vagina, which is probably sweaty, I'm assuming, in this hot studio with her big woolly beaver muff. Bonnie says she is unkempt.
I don't do a lot.
Completely?
She described herself as unkempt.
No, I mean, I try to, I just, when I was single or dating before I was married, there was a lot I did.
You weren't a baldy, though, were you?
No, but I definitely cared about it.
Did you do the landing strip?
No, I did not. No, I always did a little, like, I guess.
Little bush.
Like a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you should have, a little triangle.
It's got to be like a putting green. I like it like nice and kempt.
I make Christine get an upside down triangle like Illuminati, like Illuminati clues.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it like your eyebrows. You
maintain.
You shape it and you cut it down a little. I'm
all about that. Christine, the same way.
And I don't do it as much anymore. That's
not a big fan of the bald. Bald doesn't.
No.
It's weird. I've never liked bald. It feels like too alien. I don't know. It's just like it's just there, and you're like, all right, dress it up with some hair.
Yeah, and look, I know all the dicks are ugly thing at all, but like a vagina, like bald. It needs a little bit of the dressing on that.
It's like your eyebrows. You don't want
it's an
no
odd-looking
eyebrows.
thing. Yeah, you're right. Because then you realize how ridiculous your eyes look with no eyebrows.
Right.
You need that.
You look like Terminator when he got his face burned. And then he didn't have the eyebrows. It's all creepy.
Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
So, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say big news out of Canada. You just lost one of your own citizens to the handed marriage of one Cory Feldman, who finally get this kid off the market. This poor, confused girl was convinced, I guess, to marry Cory Feldman because he told her this is the only way she'll probably be able to stay in the country.
Well, you know what? I immediately, she's so gorgeous, and you immediately think, like, doesn't she know she could get somebody more famous?
More famous,
or whatever?
absolutely.
But maybe, then I thought that, and then I thought, well, maybe she loves him.
Nope.
Well, I think
maybe she does.
What it is I wonder if he just showed her a bunch of like scary videos where he's like, "You're gonna have to go back, so you have to stay with me here forever in the Feld Mansion."
And he just shows her videos of like the Congo and says, "By the way, since you left Canada, this is what's going on there," and just like showed her like.
He shows her the actual movie Congo with Amy the talking gorilla.
He goes, "You want to go back to that? No, you should stay here."
Does he have money? Do you think he has money?
Yeah. I'm sure he's got some money.
Her life's in any kind of way where she's looking to not marry.
I can't hear Christine's microphone.
I don't know if she's in any kind of way where she'd be looking to not marry Cory Feldman. Like, I'm sure she jumped on that.
Oh, yeah, because he's got money. Her lifestyle is probably good, except from what we understand, he puts them through a weird, bizarre lifestyle.
Well, you have to have the harem and other girls dancing around naked constantly. But...
Yeah, that's my question. Well, my question is, what happens to the Feld Dog sex party now that he's an honest man?
Why, he had sex parties?
Well, his whole band is like these young girls.
Yeah, I saw the Today Show segment.
Yeah, but those girls, like we read all the stuff on it, these girls are just like, he calls them lost souls that he takes into his home. But really, he's just building like a harem of girlfriends.
Oh, my God. I love that he, like every other dude, tries to like hide that. That they're looking for lost souls. Not him. He's like,
that's why I created Cory's Angels as a way to help girls who are like kind of lost and needed to find their way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Certifiable.
Girls that are at their bottom. They're just.
Yeah. Well, we always say that the Cory's Angel starter pack comes with a pack of GPCs and a bus ticket just to get down to LA.
That's it.
Are you a lost soul?
Trying to live a dream, and if you want to put on angel wings and white clothes, and if you can just learn a couple notes on an instrument, you have to stand behind him and trying to laugh while he makes a fool of himself on national television.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him during that. Did you read the thing after where he was just like, "Why are people so mean?" I felt bad.
I felt bad, and then when he came back, but the lack of self-awareness is mind-boggling.
It is so crazy, right?
It's mind-boggling because he goes, "Oh, guess what? You thought it was so bad. They want to have me back." Like, that video went viral.
Yeah.
They're going to laugh at you some more. You dope?
Yeah.
Our initial...
I wonder if he...
Go ahead, Soder.
He married her because she's the one that like took him aside. She's like, "I actually think you have real musical talent." He's like, "Then you're the one. You're the one that the Oracle."
But I feel like...
I have never heard someone sing like that.
Couldn't she easily marry someone else? I mean,
absolutely.
She could easily...
She tried to dig up Corey Haim, but that didn't work.
She could easily marry somebody else, but like, why not him? It's news. It gets her face in the press, and she gets her citizenship.
Like, why wouldn't he want? He's not choosing. He's just like, "Oh shit, yeah, marry her."
I think he's super confident with these chicks. He's got them mind fucked.
Oh my God, he's like a little bit of a
you can't not believe believe you're awesome if you can perform the way he did on those shows.
I guess child star.
Do you guys think that this created jealousy within the Angels? Do you think they hate her now that she's top Angel?
Well, now that she's acting the way she's acting.
Well, you know what's funny? If you go back and hear if you go back and listen to those girls who were with Charlie Sheen through that time, they said they actually did like not like each other.
Oh.
And there was like a hierarchy. They were like kind of like fighting.
Why
for.
Were they there?
She's always been head angel though.
Oh, she's
always been the main angel.
Head angel?
Christine, you're my head angel.
Aw.
Oh.
I'm trying to get a daily beach. I'm trying to learn the Rich Ross.
Trying to get a harem.
You just got to lay on the couch and
hang on now, Christine. Hang on, Christine. Now, yeah.
Sometimes I do have
to get over here.
Sometimes I do have to be like, take a deep breath and be like, okay, you can do this.
You got to gut this out. Soder, I like your idea.
Wait, hold on, Bonnie. You approach your daily blowjobs like sets on a bench press, where you're like, all right, knock it out.
Yes,
One
yes,
more. Come on.
yes. I've already talked about how it's like one of my daily chores. It's like, oh, I gotta, clean out the fridge, then do the blowjob, then finish the laundry. It's.
You're like,
place for everything in its place.
Before I go to CVS.
Yes, exactly.
Let me see. Do I want to go to CVS with a salty aftertaste of some Jersey bad boy batch in my mouth?
I don't swallow. I don't. He doesn't come in my mouth.
You spit it right back into his gray pubes?
No, he always takes it away. There's some embarrassment for him with it.
You know what I do? I let Christine spit it back into my pubes, and I part my pubes and mat it down like Cab Calloway hair. Soder.
Hattie.
He.
Easy,
Jizz. So I like your idea. I think when we get back in studio together, what we got to do is write. We have to write some Cory Feldman wedding speeches. Since we weren't able to be there to be his best man, we should write our own speeches.
On Monday, we'll do Bonfire Best Man speeches.
Bonfire Best Man speeches on Monday. You got that to look forward to. Soder, I can't wait. Do me a favor. If you could take a video of the batch you shoot when you finally do break your chain here. I mean...
Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bag it up and bring it in on Monday.
Put a little piece of poop in it.
No, I want you to do... This is what you're going to do because you're a shower jerker. Here's how we have some fun. You just take your first 3 blasts and try to hit the same height, but 3 different spots on the wall, and then just bet on which one's going to hit the tub first.
Done. I'll film it, and we'll show the race on at the Bonfire SXM on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
An old-fashioned fucking jizz race. Soder, anything you got to plug? I don't have the plugs here. If you have anything this weekend.
New Year's Eve, I'm going to be at Helium in Philadelphia. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, come on out Thursday through Saturday.
Oh, awesome, dude. We love you. I can't wait to see you next week, and I'll see you on Monday, buddy.
You guys, Bonnie, thanks for filling in while I don't jerk off and get high.
Your chair was still warm.
And happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Well, how about the plugs, you son of a bitch? You're already saying goodbye. Bonnie McFarlane's podcast, My Wife Hates Me, that she does with Rich Voss, is on Riotcast Network and is available on iTunes. Also, make sure you pick up a copy of her book, which I read, Christine read, You're Better Than Me. Andy, you read it too? It's a great book.
It's a great stocking stuffer.
Fucking hilarious. Yes, it is a great stocking stuffer. We've actually bought it for several people.
Oh, nice.
You're Better Than Me is available on Amazon.com. Be sure to follow at Bonnie McFarlane on Twitter. And Kevin Brennan, also his podcast, Misery Loves Company, on iTunes and Riotcast. Check it out. It's fucking hilarious. He is a madman. And you can catch me this weekend, Friday through Sunday, at the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington, Vermont. Get your tickets for that at bigjcomedy.com. And Bonnie, thank you so much. This went so fast.
We're already 8 o'clock. I really did. You're the best.
Please, anytime you can, and we can make this happen, please come do this.
All right.
I love you. Guys,
I love you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you next week on The Bonfire. Peace.